What's up YouTube, and welcome back to Homebrew Subaru. This is going to be more or less just a update kind of video, I think. It's not really going to be a how-to because I'm not really going to show you how to do this. It's pretty simple stuff. But I've got the roof bars for the Impreza that they're Thule roof bars. They basically came off of my old RS, and I was holding off putting them on because of the winter and just clearing the roof on the car, but I really haven't been using the car because I've just been driving the Forester. I've just decided, well, might as well go ahead and put the roof bars on. And then of course, I've got that wind deflector that I purchased on Amazon. You couldn't see it there. Way back in like September, after I bought the WeatherTech mats for the Forester, after seeing how they fit and the quality of them, I decided to get some for the Impreza. So these have been sitting around for months, but because I am planning on pulling in the Forester and doing some work on it, I am going to be driving the Impreza, so it's a good time to put those in. And then you can see we did get some snow. The temperatures did drop down below freezing for a little while, but actually today it's warmed up a little bit, so I figured it was a good day to come out, actually get the heat on, get the garage nice and warm, because it's starting to get a little cold in just a t-shirt right now. But I am going to turn the heat on. I'm gonna let this run for a little while. Just leave it on low because maybe I'll turn it up to medium actually. Now I'm just gonna let that heat sit for a little while, let it warm up in here. I've got breakfast started. I'm gonna go eat, come back out, and get started. Alright, so I'm all fed and the garage is considerably warmer, I'd say. I'm gonna start by just cleaning these guys up and getting some of the green off of them. The algae or whatever it is that builds up on everything here. And then I've got to kind of figure out which is front or rear. Actually, just looking at it, looks like the wind fairing was attached to this one, so this will be the front. And then just figuring out which is the left and right side. I do have the key for these, so I've got to go find that first thing. So I've looked up the kit number for this. It's a 1210 Thule roof bar kit for Impreza from 02 to 07. It doesn't matter if it's sedan or wagon. And it actually does fit the Saab 92X as well. All of the hardware and tools for tightening it on are internal to the actual mechanism. So this Allen key actually stays with these and is used to loosen or tighten this clasp that grips the roof bar down to the body. There's a nice rubber foot pad here that protects the paint quite well. After taking these off the old car, the only thing I really noticed is it was actually saving the paint from fading. The clear coat and paint had faded on the around it, obviously is being protected from the sun. So I literally have that fastened where I think it's going to sit. I just put the roof or the wind fairing on temporarily to kind of get an idea where it was going to sit. And so the front one's ready to probably tighten up. I might adjust the rear one a little bit, but as soon as you get your clasp all tightened up, the Allen key pops in there, the door shuts down, and you can actually lock them up. So I've got both roof bars installed, and the rear one I actually had to set on there a few times. I had it sitting over here and it just wouldn't tighten up even when I was adjusting the bar on it. And I ended up looking at an old picture of my past car that these were on and saw that the rear one was set this far back, and I thought they were a little bit more level with each other, but obviously they have a little bow to the actual roof of the car. So it's fully installed, it's tight as can be, and the last thing is basically to close up all the covers and just lock the doors on them so they become a pain in the ass to steal if someone wants to try. But these things are pretty fitted to this car and not going to really fit any other models, so I don't really have to worry about them going missing. Now the wind fairing is actually very simple to install. as long as you have the proper hardware. So when you initially buy these, they come with these clamps in both a flat style and a round style, so that you can get them onto round roof bars if needed. I've probably since thrown out those round ones that I had, but using this just the round head of this bolt to center line with the mirror on the glass to have my center point on the bar, and then as long as these arrows kind of line up in the center of the bar, it should be angled properly. You just use these plastic wing nuts to tighten it down, and as long as they're all clamped onto the bar, the actual fairing stays loose until you lower it to the roof and just tighten it with these knobs. Now, I do have a full installation video of this wind fairing. I'll put it down in the description, but something I would just want to note is I've had this for years and none of the hardware has rusted on it at all. So now that I have the roof bars all installed, let's get into the floor mats and unbox those next. Okay, that looks like the passenger side. These are just going to be quick and easy to lay in there. And here's just to give you an idea of what the WeatherTechs look like and fit like in the Impreza. After having these in the Forester for so many months now and seeing how much just dirt and small rocks and that kind of stuff they collect, I mean, I loved carpeted mats, and you know, there might be a possibility of switching back to carpeted in the summertime for the Impreza, but I don't know, this just might be a year-round thing. And a little shot of the passenger side with my OB2 connector hanging down. Now, the roof bar's ugly the fuck out of the car, don't get me wrong. Some people like the actual look of roof bars. I never really did, but I'm getting further and further away from the aesthetics of cars and the appearance of them, and making them just more functional for what I need them to do. Realistically, if I in the future, if I decide to get a kayak because it's something I would like to do, and for whatever reason I can't take the Forester, I'll have the option of loading something up onto the Impreza and actually taking it. Having the car that much more functional by putting stuff up on top of it just makes sense to me at this point in life. So aside from that stuff, I've been digging stuff out of my crawl space and just kind of sorting through what I have and what I need to finish and complete stuff. So digging out the roof bars was one thing. Over here, this box has been held aside for the Forester. So I've got like a fuel filter in there, another metal cam pulley. The mounts and the harmonic are actually off that 2011 engine I did last year. I decided to put the 2005 parts onto that engine and kind of save this stuff for the Forester, so I'd have some, you know, less mileage stuff, I guess. There's a cam sprocket there, some intake gaskets, valve cover gasket set, it's a rear main seal, some exhaust manifold gaskets, valve stem set, and these are probably cam seals, and then the clutch. I bought this six puck disc actually for the EJ257 single overhead cam engine, which was going to go on the old style transmission, but because the engine went into this car, I had to put a pull style clutch. So I just basically held on to this clutch disc and the lightweight flywheel and high pressure pressure plate from the old setup to be able to use in the Forester. So I do have a full clutch set. So going through this stuff, I still need a timing belt, head gaskets, but yeah, there's not a whole lot of stuff, and I'm just going to go ahead and order it, and then I'll have everything to pull the engine out of the Forester and redo the head gaskets and clutch. And over here I've got the taillights for the 240. I took these out of that extra car that I had. I do want to install these into the car, but it needs some other work. It's just stuff that I pulled out of the basement so that it's kind of sitting here. Yeah, so I do have a couple other small jobs to get done on the side, and once I'll probably end up making a couple videos out of that. But once they're done and out of the way, the Forster's coming in, the engine's getting pulled, the clutch, the head gaskets are being done. And then I think while I still have some downtime, I'm still not working, I'm probably going to clean up the hood, the fenders, the roof, because the paint's all chipped and the clear coat's all coming off of it, just to kind of get it ready for summer so that I can do some nice road trips with it and actually have some fun. But that's going to do it for this one. If you like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up, and if you're new here and you haven't already, please consider hitting that subscribe button for me. Leave your questions and comments further down below, and I'll see you in the next one.